Take a seat and enjoy the highlights. They're good.
First time I heard about Chris Flynn, Larry Utek had approached me about coming back to coach, and he was after a top recruit out of Quebec named Chris Flynn. He was supposed to be a super athlete, real winner at all levels, and Larry felt that that was the player he needed to turn the program around, and so in 1987 we were introduced to training camp.
Go from the double fullback formation. Flynn wants to put it up, does so into the end zone, touchdown! He'll run with it. Now he unloads it to Scholar, complete up around the 50-yard line.
Oh yeah, his reputation was big. It was, and yeah, he put us on the map. I mean, you know, small St. Mary's University, we'd had no success in literally the decade before he got here, and next thing you know, we're number one in the country, and you know, putting up some big scores and marching our way towards the Vanier Cup. That was a big deal for a lot of people.
It didn't take long to see the values he brought to the field. He was a tremendous leader. You could tell he wanted to win. He wanted to play right away. He was a rookie, and he was the hardest working player I've seen in all the years I coached football. I was involved for all 4 years. He was tremendous work ethic, and then he became a student of the game, and as he became a student of the game and understood the game, he went from a great athlete quarterback to a real good quarterback that could throw the ball with some dynamic receivers.
You know, he had all those weapons. And he exploited them. He would just make things happen. If he needed 200 yards rushing that day, he did it. If he needed 300 yards passing, he did it.
Well, he always had the great quick feet, and he wasn't the fastest guy in the world, but he had quick feet, and he had an uncanny sense to feel pressure around him, and that was something that allowed him to escape. And once he got in the open field, he just had a knack. It was like playing on the streets. He was just a natural.
Flynn with the drop. Now he tries to get outside of the contain. Gets some pressure. Hogwish after him, and Flynn is all the way back to his 40-yard line. Finally unloads it over the middle. Complete. Well, 1-yard line. Now a touchdown.
Chris's individual distinctions are amazing. 4-time AUAA All-Star quarterback, 3-time CIAU All-Canadian quarterback, leading rusher quarterback in CIAU history, and his unprecedented 3 times as National MVP Heck Crichton Award winner.
Chris was just really bright. He had a real sense of, you know, what was going to work, what wasn't going to work. I remember there was one game against Acadia, his second year, and all 4 receivers, all 4 starters were injured, and playoff game, and he didn't have much to throw to. And I remember talking to him about it, and he said, we'll find a way to win. And that day, he rushed for over 200 yards as a quarterback, and we won the game.
Each year, he built more confidence into the program. The players felt that with Chris, they could win. You could see it. They became better themselves. He made everyone around him better. And that was from his desire to win, his work ethic. But his numbers and his throwing statistics just became unbelievable.
There was a lot of competition, but he was the best. And you know, it's funny, you don't get perspective until kind of years go by, and you look at some of the records he put up, the 87 touchdowns in 4 years, which is ridiculous. No one's close.
From 1987 to 1990, all Chris Flynn did was set records. He threw for the top 2 single-season passing performances in CIS history with 27 and 30 touchdowns. He has a CIS record 87 career touchdown passes, and he is the first CIS player to be inducted to the Canadian Football Hall of Fame.
You put the whole package together, there's no question Chris Flynn was the best quarterback that could ever play. Was he the best thrower? No. Was he the best runner? Probably. But you put everything together, the intangibles, the winning attitude, the work ethic, and his numbers, without question, prove that he's probably the greatest quarterback, probably the greatest university player ever to play the game.
You know, you get perspective, you know, 25 years later, how wonderful it was. You know, great team, great atmosphere, you know, great culture, and Flynn reinforcing that, you know, every day. And, you know, there's something special about coming close to winning national championships. And, you know, the guys that stayed close 25 years later, and, you know, and you can't not look back without thinking of Chris Flynn and the incredible contributions he made.